Hi, everyone. I am doing a short, or at least relatively short, video on putting together your portfolio. There are written instructions on Brightspace, and you certainly can find everything you need there, but lots of people are having questions, so I thought it could be helpful for some of you if I walked through um, the portfolio, how to put it together, how to submit it, all of that. So if you're interested, I'll try to make this short. Okay, so all the information that you need will be in Brightspace or is in Brightspace. So let me share my screen and I'll show you that. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Okay, here's Brightspace. And you will see week 8 is when your portfolio is due, so on October 13th. And here are the documents that you will need that give you all of the instructions that you need. So the first one that we're going to look at are the portfolio requirements. So the portfolio requirements are pretty straightforward, but here's what you'll really want to pay attention to. This section right there. Okay. First, you are going to want a title page. And in a minute, I will show you a sample portfolio. Okay, so you have to have a title page like you would for any other paper that you've written in APA format. Then you want a table of contents. I'll show you that in a moment. And then 12 reflections. Now, let me talk about the reflections for a minute. Um, First of all, I have told many of you that you have to have 12 reflections. Ideally, you will have 4 reflections on what you've learned about being an effective communicator, 4 on reflective individual, and 4 on change agent. However, we are aware that some courses have not assigned the proper reflection to give you the ideal balance of 4, 4, and 4. So you have to have 12, but you can have a combination of any of those 3 goals. So if you have 7 reflective individuals, uh, 3 effective communicators, and 2 change agents, that's acceptable. Hopefully you're closer to the 4 by 4 by 4 model or formula, but if you're not, that's okay. Just make sure you have 12. All right. So you also want to make sure that each of your reflections um, are double spaced and reflect on an experience that took place during the time you were at Nebraska Methodist. So if your reflections are not double spaced, you'll have to go in and edit them so that they are. And you'll want to go in and make sure that you are reflecting on an experience that you've had while at Nebraska Methodist. Okay, if not, if you reflected on something outside of your experience here, you will have to rewrite something to replace that. But I think most of you should be fine. Most of you should have reflections that were based on experiences here at Nebraska Methodist. Then you want to label those reflections, and I'll show you that as well in a moment. Actually, okay, I'll show you that in a minute. And then after your reflections, we want you to include a resume, a current resume. And lastly, if you want to, you can include artifacts. Artifacts can be papers that you've done, infographics that you've done, projects that you've done, um, any award certificates, you can copy those and include those. Really anything that helps us see your growth over your time here. So anything you want, probably I wouldn't go over maybe 6 or 8. I mean, 8 would be a lot. Maybe aim for 6 of your most important work or less. Anywhere from probably 2 to 6 is appropriate. Okay, let me show you a sample, and hopefully you could see this. This is a sample portfolio. Here's the title page, and then you'll see the table of contents. And she has this labeled really well. Okay, so she has the contents. She has effective communicator level 1, effective communicator level 2, etc., all the way down. Now, again, if you don't have this formula of 4 by 4 by 4, still label them as they are. So let's say you have 3 effective communicators. So you might have effective communicator level 1, effective communicator level 2, and maybe effective communicator level 4. And then if you get to reflective individual, maybe you have 6 of those. So you'll have reflective individual level 1, maybe you have another reflective individual level 1, then you have reflective individual level 2, level 3, and then maybe you have 2 or 3 level 4s. So label them as you actually have them. Don't label them by the 4 by 4 by 4 formula if you don't have that. Then your resume, and then the critical reflection for the portfolio of distinction. I'll talk about that in a moment. And then any references that you have. So if you have referred to any other work, any other articles or books or anything else that's not your own original information, then include a reference page as well. It is not required, but if you've cited any information or used any information, you do have to include a reference page. Okay, page number 1 in this portfolio. You'll see that she has labeled it at the very top and centered it, effective communicator level 1, and then she has gone on to write her reflection. And you'll see that throughout her portfolio. She has labeled everything and then double spaced everything using perfect APA 7 format. I'll put this on Brightspace in case you want to look at it. But I want you to take note of these labels at the top here. Okay, so what you will do then is you will put all of your 12 reflections into a Word doc, formatting it correctly, so that it all looks very uniform and that you're using APA 7. So Times New Roman, double spaced with your title. They should all look the same and all look uniform. Put them in a Word document and then convert that Word document into a PDF. All right. So that covers almost all of this. She didn't have any artifacts, but you would put those artifacts after the resume. And then you have the option of including at the very end, the very last thing that you could include is a critical reflection in order to qualify for a Portfolio of Distinction award. Now, here is her critical reflection. You'll see it's the very last thing. Let me talk to you about what that is. We give out an award every year. Actually, we usually give out several of them to students who have a portfolio of distinction. And that just means an outstanding portfolio that shows a great amount of growth. The requirements are right here in Brightspace, week 8. And it will tell you exactly what you need to write. So this middle section right here is basically what you will use to determine how and what to write. Basically, we're asking for 5 to 7 additional pages, double space, Times New Roman, where you reflect on your time at Nebraska Methodist, whether it was all 4 years or 3 years or however long you were here, and examine your development overall of developing as an educated citizen. So your reflections are 12 individual pieces of information that show us your growth. What we're asking for one step further, if you want to be considered for the Portfolio of Distinction Award, is this additional 5 to 7 page essay where you look at your overall growth over your time here and reflect on that. So you will be talking about what were the experiences that that helped form you as an educated citizen. And then look at all of those experiences from your position right now as a senior student. Look back over your time here, all of your experiences, and sort of just tell us about how those experiences have formed you and what you've learned about being an educated citizen and how you will use your knowledge of educated citizen in the future. How will all of this impact you in the future when you leave here? So that's a 5 to 7 page additional essay, and you'll put that at the end of your portfolio. It is due with your portfolio. You can't submit it separately and you can't submit it later than your original portfolio. So make sure that is complete before you submit your portfolio. All right, and then you have a couple of options of how you want to submit this. You can click directly on this link and it will take you to this login page where you'll put your student ID, and then it'll walk you through the process of how to upload your PDF. Or you can copy and paste this link or click on the link and the same thing will happen. It will take you to the login page. You can do either one. They're both links, they both work. Does not matter which one you choose. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions beyond what I've explained here, don't hesitate to email me or call. I don't mind that at all. That's what I'm here for. And I'm happy to walk through some of these things with you. So again, contact me if you need anything. Otherwise, good luck. And we are looking forward to reading those portfolios. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.